Hello, how are you? Good evening. It's 9 p.m. Central Time from the city of Dallas. This is Praise for where your favorite family life strategist. Everybody knows that nobody does it better, whether in Africa, North America, Europe. We have created a framework that is an alternative to counseling and therapy and has been proven to be highly effective. It's not some theoretical stuff that doesn't work. This is bespoke for you. We posture the family as a nation and we have a framework that totally transforms your desires into manifestation. We bring your dream to life using the family systems engineering framework. And you see, people always ask me, why do you use this framework? And the answer is very simple. Many of the cases that come to you, to us, predated the marriage. I mean, it stems from inappropriately bringing up a child, that there are softwares that has been installed by the people that raised us, and those things somehow sabotage our relationship. And so if we don't dig deep to understand the nuances and the cultural realities of what we're dealing with, what will be treating the symptoms. And that's why you see people spend 7 years in therapy. And I always ask myself, why are you spending 7 years seeing a professional? You have the power to take your life in your hand, and you have the power to behave yourself out of what you behave yourself into. You have the power to uninstall your self-sabotaging software and install what can promote your wellness. We just have to supervise it and ensure it becomes your new habit. And that is why we always say that, hey, if you're listening to me and you don't have a family combo, you are missing out big time, right? And when we say these things, right, it's not because we want you to buy like that. That will be fine, but trust me, if I have to unbundle the three courses there and the two books, you can go on our website and see it's about $800 to $1,000, but it's been made available at 150 because we need more families to begin to create systems, because the future of our world is systems intelligence. And that's why you can see with the AIs and everything, you need to build a system that can power the future that you truly want. And so, hey, you can look at what is scrolling right now and get the website and go sign up. And once you pay, we will ship the books to you in 72 hours maximum. You get a book, but you get the courses immediately. And then you can start designing the life of your dream. Today, on family strategy, I'm looking at the marriage code, 5 habits that make or break couples. Now, if you get the family combo, one of the things you're going to get is the book Unbroken, How Couples Can Stay Married Forever. That was a book I wrote. It took me like 5 years to write it, but it's what I compressed in that book was a 20-year experience. As a matter of fact, the origin of the family systems framework was in that book because we had studied 25 couples that have done 40 to 65 years in marriage over a period of 11 years to know what made it work, what they do differently from other people, what we can pick. And we built that framework and tested it on a number of other couples, and it was able to solidify their marriage. Right. And so if you don't understand that we are products of habits, I mean, it was John C. Maxwell that says that the secret of your future is in your daily routine. There are habits that can destroy your marriage. There are habits that can make your marriage work. Truth is, I tell people, there is nothing called a bad marriage. Every bad marriage is a function of ignorance. And ignorance is from the word ignore. Ignore means you had the opportunity to learn it, but either because of attitude or because you don't think it's important, you didn't pay attention to it, and it's going to cost you badly. One of the things I found working with my people is that we pay lip service to knowledge. We prioritize prayers at the expense of knowledge. But the Bible we read says you will know the truth will set you free. that there are things people are praying about that a simple study, a simple book can solve that problem. But when you say it, it looks like you're telling people not to pray. No, I love to pray and I believe everyone needs to pray, but you need to pray with knowledge. My prayer point is totally different from what everyone is praying, right? So it's important that we understand that if we discover the truth really sets us free. And that's why I would prefer to spend a lot of my money on courses, on materials, upgrading myself, getting into research. The bulk of my money goes back into research. Literally, I don't wear brands because I keep thinking that we can help humanity function better. We can help people collaborate for impact. If family works, society will work. And so there are so many things that people do against themselves. And so I talked about every bad marriage is a function of ignorance of yourself. Many people don't know who they are. The truth is, at the point of marriage, many of them have been damaged that the person that showed up at the point of marriage was a pseudo personality, but they don't know. An introvert who has become an extrovert, or an extrovert who has become introverted as a result of trauma that has not been attended to. Now, the second point is the ignorance of your spouse. So imagine you have a pseudo personality, but you are marrying someone because hurting people attract themselves, right? You attract another person who is hurting, you're going to hurt yourself. But that person is not even real at the end of the day. And so you get into marriage and then they find healing. Then you realize, oh, you were looking for an introvert, that the person has now become an extroverted person, right? So number 3 is ignorance of marriage. A lot of people do not know the marriage is the coming together of a man and a woman from 2 different families to build a new family. Pay attention to that. Now, you are coming from 2 different families. It then presupposed that there are things those families must have taught you. There are habits you've picked up from your originating family. For example, communication, you picked it up already. Your communication clues you picked from your parents. How to lay your bed, how to cook, how to, eat. These were things, that some of us don't even set up our table properly was a function of how we were raised. We never saw a table that was properly set, that we keep scooping food from the pot and then not laying not putting everything in a way that people can serve themselves is a function of the people that modeled how food should be taken to us. Right. And so we look at what is normal as stress. And so we are comfortable. And whatever you're comfortable with, you're never going to change it. So ignorance of marriage. 2 people are coming into marriage. They don't know that they have different worldview. So instead of doing beliefs alignment, they get into marriage, and maybe the person doing your premarital counseling didn't even, just did the normal thing. And eventually you realize that the conflict you're going to be having in marriage, it's not even about the 2 of you. It's the 2 nations that you came out from, or the families that you came out from, are the ones at war based on what they have installed in you. Number 4 is the ignorance of the building pillars of your marriage. There are pillars that can make a marriage work. And number 5 is the ignorance of your enemies. The enemies are not some witches, some supernatural forces that don't want your marriage to work. The enemy is basically your ignorance. And oftentimes, it is you. Now, having said that, I'm going to just let you know that there are habits that you need to prioritize. Now, they are not 5. They're actually about 11 of them. But for the purpose of today's session, I'm just going to focus on 5 of them. Number 1, start the day with warmth. You see, there are some families that look like they're in the war front. And you see, you cannot function effectively in a toxic environment. Toxicity is an offshoot of our personality. I always say to people that once they press you, what comes out is who you are. If you don't self-regulate, that every time things don't go your way, you throw tantrums, it shows that you have not developed, you are not mature. And you see a lot of immature people, and it's not a derogatory statement, it's a description of a behavior that people align with. So don't think it's an insult. No, it's a description. There are areas that I'm immature, right? And I've had to work on them. So you need to understand that if you wake up in the morning and then you can't hug your spouse, you're not excited that you're waking up beside them, you are not smiling, something is fundamentally wrong. Or you can't wait to get out of bed and run off to work, you don't miss your spouse, you don't check on them, right? It means something is fundamentally wrong. Now, imagine you wake up in the morning and you are waking up to someone telling you, "Oh, I'm so blessed to have you," or "You are the best thing that has happened to me. I'm so in love with you. You are an amazing woman, or you're an amazing man. You're the most handsome man in the world." And it's not because they are flattering you or they are speaking to your attribute, to your kindness, to you. I mean, you know what it means when people eulogize you, you literally want to fly, right? And so you want to start the day with warmth. You want to create a habit of warmth. To say when we wake up in the morning, even if we're going to pray, we're going to hug ourselves and we are going to just hold ourselves together, and feel the warmth that we really, really deserve. Now, I can bet that a lot of families don't have this. And so, in some cases, you don't know when they wake up. Everybody wake up whenever they like, and they go their ways. They don't even greet. They don't do anything. So how do you build an effective family when everyone is just doing whatever they like? Because ideally, there's what we call the family governance system. Now, it's part of what comes to you if you have gotten the family combo, right? So I'm not going to be breaking those things down here. It's like I think there's a course there, family excellence course. It's like 6 week, intensive session. It's part of what you get, right? It teaches you how to set up your family governance system. Now, your family governance system comprises of your family vision, your family values, your DNA, or the DNA creed of your value of your family, the legends of your family, the routine and ritual of your family, and then you have the family culture, right? And so you want to, if you have that in place, then you can live as you like. See, you are the one that needs to align. Once you set your vision, your behavior must align to deliver on the vision. You can no longer insist on your ways. Like going to the UK and say because you drive on the left in America, you want to drive on the left in the United Kingdom. No, you it's not even going to work. You have to drive to the right. And so it's because every nation have got their systems and their framework and their culture. And they know that when you begin to develop a mind of your own and decide to do things your way, you're going to sabotage the vision of that nation. And that's what many of us do. The moment you develop a selfish interest or you begin to do things your way that you know is not in sync with the family you want to build, you begin to sabotage your family. I mean, there have been times that I was once sabotaging my marriage, right? And so you need to understand that the moment you develop a mind of your own and you begin to engage in behaviors that is not acceptable. Now, it may be good, but it's not acceptable. Not every good thing is right. All right. It may be, Bible says all things are lawful, but they are not expedient. It's lawful, but it's not expedient. It is right for other families, but it is not right for our family. For example, some families okay to smoke. It's not a problem. But in my family, it is not appropriate. And so I cannot say, and I feel they're smoking there. No, no, no. The question is, does it deliver on our vision? If it's not delivering on our vision, we can't do it. And so start the day with warmth. So create your start your day ritual, right? Habit. And next, end the day with connection. When we were younger in Africa, they would call us together and they would tell us stories, bedtime stories. That was how we learned character, because they had what they call African avatar. African avatar is the tortoise and his wife. The wife of the tortoise is called Nyonibo, right? Nyonibo, and so they will use those avatars to teach us a whole lot of things. They created a lot of fables around those characters, and even though we didn't watch them pictorially, I mean, we didn't watch them on the screen, we could literally picture them and we could pick the lessons. That was how many of us became honest. That was how we couldn't steal, because we learned for the consequence of bad behavior from those stories. So you want to end the day with connection to say, what are we going to do together? Are we going to sing together? Are we going to maybe do karaoke? Or are we going to eat together before we sleep? Are we going to take a sip of wine? Are we going to wind down our day by sharing how our day went? You need to have that ritual. End the day with connection. Number 3, celebrate small wins. Right? Oftentimes we don't celebrate progress. What we celebrate is the end game. So, and you see, I learned this from my some of my friends in America and in the UK, when I started going to British, I realized that when they go to their children's school and then they say, oh, let's open day, come and check what your child has done. They don't, you see some of the drawing, honestly, if you have to be honest with yourself, the drawing of the child is so bad, it can't even pass for anything. But they are not concerned about the perfection of the drawing. The attempt is what they celebrate. And so you see them, so you wonder why some people have sound esteem and some people have low self-esteem. For some of us, if you miss one mark out of 100, your parents almost kill you. They will beat us because you're allowing someone else to have 100 and you're having 99. And so that's how many of us develop a competitive mindset that we couldn't collaborate. But then small wins. If your child, attempted something successfully, it doesn't have to, be perfect. But can we celebrate that effort? Can we celebrate the fact that he put in the shape? You've gone to run Olympics or you're running into house sports or something, and then your child came last. Still celebrate the child. The fact that you made it to the final list, it's worthy of celebration. There were some people who didn't even take the first step. And so you realize that when we normalize celebrating small wins, then people will not have low self-esteem within the family. And so you want to ask yourself, what are the small wins that you guys have not celebrated? You know what we do as human beings? We exaggerate our wrong and we undermine our good. And so if I ask you, when was the last time you celebrated any win at all for 1 month nonstop? Tell me, did you? When was the last time? I can bet none of you have done 1 month of celebration of any win because you are quick to move on to the next thing. But if I ask you, when was the last time you beat yourself for a mistake you made a month ago? Most likely this morning. Some of you are yet to forgive yourself for what you did 25 years ago. For some of you, 10 years ago, you made a mistake and then you go kill yourself. You can't undo what you have done. So why are you killing yourself? Right? But then when you succeed at something, you don't exaggerate. You are quick to move on. And that's how we've been designed to kill ourselves. We were hounded for praising ourselves, and you were called arrogant for praising yourself. But when you praise God, that was appropriate. When you praise other people, that was good. But when you attempted to praise yourself, they call you proud. Little wonder many of us are struggling with insecurity and low self-esteem. So celebrate small wins. So for every small win, what are we going to do? We're going to dance. We're going to party, no matter how little it is. So you turn your family into a gratitude-driven family. And that's number 4, never weaponize silence. A lot of people, they give their spouses silent treatment. They give see, one thing with me is that if I'm angry with you, you will know. I'm going to communicate clearly. I don't have the capacity to warehouse malice. I can't even function effectively because I'm a creative person. I'm creating. How can God pass his knowledge through me to a world when I have animosity against someone in my heart? David said, if I harbor iniquity in my heart, God will not hear my prayer. And so how can God pass through a clogged pipe, right? Because every time you can confront issues, your pipe becomes very clogged. And so don't weaponize silence. You need to have a system. I think I taught that in some of the previous classes. You might want to get them on YouTube. All the classes are on YouTube, by the way. You might want to go there, family strategy with Praise Forward, and take your time. It's about 20 minutes each. So never weaponize silence. And number 5, schedule monthly feedback session. As a matter of fact, I would say create an open day. Open day is weekly, once a day, once a week, the same time every week. And so what you do in open day is that day of the week where you say whatever you want to say the way you want to say it. The rule is nobody gets angry. You can't be defensive. You can't use what is said against the person that said it. And if what is said is significant, you've got to change. And so you want to take a feedback from everyone in your family. Usually I recommend that couples do this together separately then before they do the general one with the family, because your child can be upset with you, but if there is no space to externalize what they feel, they will learn to begin to, and that's what usually leads to silence, because they have lack the capacity to express what they feel because they are perpetually afraid of your anger, and so they keep it. By the time they get married, you have already trained a PhD holder in silent treatment. So it's important for you to normalize this fight. Start the day with one. So what are we starting at? What activity as a family are we going to start the day with? Even for yourself, right? When you wake up, don't go on social media. Wake up and say to yourself, praise the King. You have woken up. You are just the best, the most brilliant strategist in the world. Today is another day to bless life, right? That can be your self-nurturing routine, or it can be mirror time. And number two, end the day with connection. Connect with yourself if you're not married. Connect with your spouse if you're married. Connect with your children. Let them know you truly care about them. Number three, celebrate small wins. Throw the party. Number four, don't weaponize silence. And number five, schedule weekly feedback session. It can be monthly, but I recommend weekly. I hope this has been helpful. Hey, go get the family combo right away. I mean, we got some orders from California yesterday, and that was so brilliant. Thank you very much for placing the orders. I mean, we're committed. Every American family, every African family, everywhere families are found, we will not rest until you start to use the family systems engineering model to set up your family, because it breaks my heart when families break. There are no incurable diseases or incurable situations. You only have incurable people. But the engineering part is what stands us out, because we can re-engineer a person and get the best out of you. Thank you very much for joining us. You can use the scan code to get the family combo. It will be delivered to you whether you're in Europe or you're in North America. If you're in Africa, there's also a way we can deliver it to you. 2 books are shipped to you, 3 courses on parenting and on your family life. And then if you want me to work with you, you can use the scan code as well. I can work with your family. Nice strategy sessions, intensive strategy session. And strategy is not therapy, it's not counseling. I'm with you sometimes for like 3 hours. We're hacking what is wrong and then repositioning things and observing what's going on. I've worked with a lot of high net worth individuals, and they have amazing testimonies. You're next in line. I can't wait to work with you. Okay. Or you can go on my bio on Instagram and get my Calendly and pick a date for yourself. A 15 minutes free clarity session. Afterwards, we will fix how your session is going to go. If you need to take assessment, we'll run your assessment. Thank you very much, everyone on Instagram. I really, really appreciate you. You guys are winning. I think I have the highest respondents on Instagram. YouTube people, you need to wake yourself up. Thank you very much. Facebook, LinkedIn, thank you. I honor you. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.